und willkommen, hi and welcome to this collective reading here at The Art of Tarot. My name is Stefanie and you heard a German introduction also, and welcome because my native language is German actually. You can also, if you're a German speaking person, check out my other channel, Die Kunst des Tarot, which is my German language channel. So this is English content, of course, and we're going to look at a collective reading. So this is for everybody. If there is special directions coming out for signs and for zodiac signs, I will go into them, but in general this is something that I do for the collective, and we are looking at the symbolism of astrology and the tarot. That's what I'm using here to find maybe some insight, maybe uncover layers of consciousness and maybe find some inspiration. So this is not your regular prediction. I am not trying to, tell you your future. I'm merely trying to give you a little bit of inspiration so you can work on yourself with the help of maybe a perspective from the outside. So let's look at what the general part of the reading has to say. I'm also going into a relationship dynamic in a second. So first part is self-development, second part is development in relationships. So let's see what wants to come out and what we want to talk about today. All right. Oh, that's two cards. Okay, why not? We do have an Empress and a Judgment in the reverse. That is interesting. That is two major arcana cards coming out together here, which is quite special and of course more intense than if it would just be like one of the regular normal cards, the court cards or the regular cards. So these have more weight. These major arcana cards in a reading do have more weight, and with the Empress we're in a very, very powerful place here, of course, in a stable place, in a grounded place, in a very creative place. This is also the divine feminine in a sense, so that's what we talk about when we talk about the divine feminine energy. It's the Empress energy. So we are receiving, we are magnetic, we are pulling things towards us. Our attractiveness is also pulling things towards us, people towards us, situations towards us, and people want to be part of our environment. That's why it's also a very environmental card. It's also about building your environment, creating your environment. It's a very beautiful place we're in, and we might have made a decision here with the Judgment in the reverse that we now arrived here at this place. It's kind of also like with the Judgment in the reverse, a sense of maybe what I'm getting, giving it up to the divine, being like, okay, on one hand, I'm giving it up. I made the decision to let the universe guide me or a higher force guide me, and at the same time I'm sitting here in this very powerful place and I'm just attracting things. So the Empress is also the master of the law of attraction. She is also a big manifester. She is really master manifester, and she really knows how to draw in things from a very receptive feminine place. I don't necessarily like so much this idea of the receptive feminine, because I think we can also be feminine and very active in our pursuit, but in this case we're at a very stable and beautiful place, and we don't have to go after things so much, because it's more like, okay, let's see what comes towards us right now. So this is really beautiful. It's a very, very nice position that we have here with the Empress and with the Judgment card. The Four of Pentacles in the position where we come out of or where we are moving out of. So this is Four of Pentacles in the reverse, and I like this reversal of this card because we are learning how to let go of securities, or we're learning how to not hold on too much onto maybe false stability or an idea of security, maybe even an idea of material security. So we really loosen the grip, but in a good way. It's like when the Four of Pentacles is upright. Yes, we might be at a stable place, but we're kind of also holding on a little bit too much. Maybe we're not getting out of the comfort zone. When it's in the reverse, then we're like releasing stuff. We're like, oh, do we really need this? Do I really need that to be in a good place, to be in a creative place, to be in a good positive attitude towards creating something bigger than just material stuff. So we might have also let go of a sense of security that was kind of an illusion. That's also what I'm getting here with the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. So sometimes we think relationships or apartments or cities or jobs are giving us a lot of stability, but in reality we're just afraid. It's more like a protective mechanism. And now we're in a much more creative space here with the Empress, where we really can open up to the possibilities and to building something very, very beautiful, because the Empress is also about Venus. As you can see in this card, we have a Venus sign here, and she is about all the beautiful things, of course. And that's why she is this creative card as well. All right, so where are we developing into, or what's in front of us here? Ooh, Queen of Swords, I love it, because the Queen of Swords is also a very rational way of approaching things, and a very analytical way of approaching things, and also asking ourselves, what is really our vision that we want to build on right now, because she's also pointing here to the bottom of the deck, as you can see. I think it's an interesting image or picture. She's pointing towards this Three of Wands in the reverse, and she's like analyzing, like, what is my vision, what is wrong maybe about my vision, where does my vision not really open up. So we are really coming from a head space, we're coming from a space of the intellect, where we really look at a situation and where we are maybe asking ourselves, like, what is the path that I want to pursue right now, because it seems like it's not very clear, or we are not having a very clear picture of the path opening up in front of ourselves. So we are maybe having to really approach it on a more analytical level, on a more intellectual level, or on a more rational level. And that's what the Queen of Swords is doing, because she is the rational queen. She is the queen that is connected to the air energy in astrology, which is the swords in the tarot. So she is really the higher thinker, the strategic thinker, also the smart queen. So she is making smart decisions. So yeah, this is a beautiful place right now. I think we are in a good place. We're really thinking about how to maintain a very comfortable and beautiful place here. At the same time, we want to see what's the smart move right now, because even though we might be in a very comfortable and beautiful place right now, we might not have so much of a vision that is opening up right now for us. Interestingly enough, the Three of Wands is also a card of Aries in other decks, and we do have an Aries new moon coming up in the next couple of days, where I'm going to do a reading, by the way, so check out my channel for announcements. And yeah, I think we're gonna figure out an answer by approaching a situation when it comes to our path that we want to pursue very analytically. We're gonna find the answers. So yeah, let's look into relationships and relationship dynamics. So this is you and another person. It doesn't have to be romantic, of course, but it can be. And we're looking at what's mirroring you, or what energies are surrounding us, what's on the outside, what's on the external that is maybe influencing us, or that we want to think about or want to have a little more insight into. Okay, this is a little much. We have a King of Pentacles in the reverse, all right, and a star. I will keep that in mind, but it just came out in a strange way. It didn't feel right. So this other person, we have a lot of Libra energy here with the Queen of Swords and the Empress, female Libra energy. All right, Ten of Wands, This other person, Ten of Wands. Somebody, maybe we're dealing with somebody who is just having a lot on their plate right now. It could be that we are dealing with somebody who has a lot to do, who has a lot to work on, or who, worst case scenario or not ideal scenario, sees a relationship or a connection with us as a burden, or feels like they do have to carry a lot. It doesn't mean like, you know, burden per se, but they have to carry a lot. They're also taking on a lot, maybe, you know. It doesn't have to be that we are putting it on them. Some people just like to, you know, carry all the stuff, and then they're like exhausted and they don't know where their boundaries are. But yeah, it seems like there's a lot going on for a person, and there might be a lot of responsibilities that a person is really having to handle right now, and it might seem like a lot. So let's see if we are, I mean, we are in the Empress position. We might also be like just receiving, and this person is really wanting to give us everything they can, but in the process they might get exhausted, so we don't want that, you know. But it could also be in a friendship or a family dynamic. Just somebody feels like they're having a lot on their plate and they have to work really hard, and we want to be careful, maybe look out also for people who are very, very busy and have a lot on their plate, because they might need our support. And yes, we do have a 9 of Pentacles here. They see the value of you, they see how important you are, and maybe that's why they are putting so much work into a connection, or it maybe seems like even a little bit too much, because you have this value, you have this worth with the 9 of Pentacles. But we can, from a place of the 9 of Pentacles, really be graceful and giving as well, especially with the Empress and the 9 of Pentacles. It's a really beautiful combination of being also in a good place to give, because we do have a lot of resources, and we actually have the resources to give something away. We have we feel like our own value. We know we have resources, we know we have time, we know we have energy, we know we have space, we know we have the attitude. So we can really work with this, or give to somebody, I think, right now. Or yeah, try to be a little more open to giving, especially with the 4 of Pentacles in the reverse, like giving freely, not holding back so much, because we have a lot here. With the 9 of Pentacles, we are very, very abundant and rich within ourselves. We know our worth, we feel good about ourselves, and somebody might, I mean, it could be that it's just too much for somebody, that somebody's like, wow, this person is so confident and so self-assured and has everything. Well, you know, we don't have to stick around people who feel like we're a burden just because we are confident. But I don't feel like that's what's going on here. I don't know. Seems like that's not necessarily what's going on here. Let's see. The Moon, and the Hierophant. All right, that's interesting. The Moon, yeah, the new moon might bring a change here in this whole thing in the next couple of days. If you're watching this later and not at this time quality, it could be that just a new beginning that comes out of the depths of the subconscious might be part of this dynamic. We might sense that something is changing, something new is coming to a connection, but we don't really know where it's coming from, but it's coming. That something is changing, or something is able to grow again out of the unknown, in a sense. That's the Moon. It's beautiful, actually. And with the Hierophant, it's still, there is this idea, and with the King of Wands also underneath, that both parties, I think, want to commit to this. If you have a friendship, if you have a relationship, if you have a connection that is starting or that is going on for longer, yes, be aware, or make sure that you are aware that there is a person who has a lot on their plate, or who feels like this is a lot for them. Still they want to commit, and still they want to be part of this, and still they want this, and you too. And even if it's also a friendship, you know, it could feel like it's a lot for somebody, but they still want to be part of this, and they really want this, and you too. And we want to really make sure that we stay graceful and not greedy, or not, you know, that we don't actually act in a way that really it confirms to them that we are too much, because we don't want to be too much. I'm not saying make yourself smaller. I'm not saying, you know, humble yourself because somebody is uncomfortable, all that jazz. I'm not saying that at all, but we also want to acknowledge, of course, if we are in a very stable position with ourselves, and it seems like we're in a very, very stable position with ourselves with the Empress and with the Nine of Pentacles, we can be graceful and giving, and we don't need to be kind of cruel, you know, like, yes, give me everything and I don't need to do nothing. That's not how relationships work. In my book, I don't know, I'm sure there's some people on TikTok, some experts who tell you that you just have to, you know, abuse a person, that they give you everything. That, for me, that's not necessarily a healthy relationship, but, you know, whatever. I'm just saying that it seems like we're in a really, really good place here with ourselves. Somebody else might be a little overwhelmed by the workload they have, maybe with you in a relationship or in general in their life, and the relationship is just part of that, and we want to be respectful and maybe a little aware of that, because still there's a lot of there's this idea of committing and wanting to be part of this connection. So this is a good thing. I really like this reading. And check out my description box and follow my channel, of course. Check out my shorts. They are fun also. And my TikTok, it's also fun to have some snippets and maybe some explanations for the tarot card meanings. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. And I hope I'll see you soon. Goodbye.